Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Gemini. How are you, my friends, my little freedom fighters? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for checking this out, for clicking here today. We are looking at Lenormand. I do read for the week ahead, Gemini, if you've never been here before. So this is going to be a reading for next week. And listen, whenever you get it, today, tomorrow, next year, you could find this reading. It's always going to be for the week ahead. That's how I read. So we are looking at Lenormand first. We're going to put these down for the overall energy for the week ahead. And then we're going to hit it up with some tarot and get some details about things that might be going on for you in the week ahead. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay, because maybe it won't resonate for you for a couple of weeks. Maybe it won't resonate for a month. That's why you can always go digging into the archive to find out past readings to see if anything's resonating right now. All right. Ooh, okay, well, here we are. Elsie, shut up and deal the cards. There we go. We've got the Book of Secrets, the Book of Knowledge here. It feels like you are going to come to some sort of a knowledge. We've got the ship here. Tell me more about this. One more card for Gemini, please. Gemini, welcome here if you're brand new. Thanks for dropping in. And if you are my ride or die Gemini, thanks for coming back. All right. I feel as though the time of feeling stuck or feeling like you are stuck to a plan or following the rules or maybe stuck to some sort of dogma or doctrine. I'm not necessarily talking about religion, but I feel it's almost like a rule book that you feel is in play and that you're not aware of. That's what it feels like. I'm going to say that it feels like you will figure out what's going on here in the future, because we do have the Ten of Pentacles in the bottom right-hand corner. So it does feel like whatever plan is going on here is an abundant plan. We've got card number 26, and I'm always looking at numbers because I mostly read tarot and I do a little bit of dabbling in numerology a little bit. We do have the 6 and 2, which is 8. 8's about the self, putting in the hard work on something. It's also about abundance and infinity, essentially. So it looks like you've got infinite possibilities, and you already got all the knowledge, my friend, that you need in order to become unstuck. It feels like it could be being stuck in the mind, and I feel like you're about to be released from that. Not only because we've got the anchor, and the anchor for me, when I read this card, it's we've got again another 8, right? So we've got 8, which is abundance for sure. But we've got the anchor, and to me, this anchor is it's coming to the top. So it feels like it's coming out from the bottom of something. It's breaching the surface. And we do have the 9 of Swords. It feels like you are you've come to a realization, or you're finally breaching the surface, or finally looking at, why do I feel so anxious about what's going on here? And I think it's because you've been doing a lot of work on the self. It could be self-mastery that you're engaged in. But then we have card number 3, and we have the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords is a release or the ending of something. And it is releasing you from obstacles. I think obstacles are moving out of the way. It feels like this, as I look at this, it almost feels like this big anchor has been pulled from the bottom of the ocean, and it's breaching the surface. And although it's heavy, it was dragging, it feels like it was dragging you. It feels like it breaches the surface and you feel a little bit lighter, which then tells me that you're able to scale your obstacles, right? We've got mountains in the background here, and it feels like you're scaling some obstacles and moving into some kind of abundance here is what it feels like. I like this. So things are working in intricate timing is what it is. We've got a 3, we've got a 35, and a 37, 333. Things are on the right path. You're moving in the right direction. To me, this reminds me of divine timing, but there's also a lot of intricate things that must work in harmony with other things in order for this clock to work at all. So I feel like it's a little bit of divine timing. It's a little bit of you not being able to see the intricacies that are going on in the background that the universe has maybe hidden in the book of knowledge. We do have the woman here who is waiting by the window for something. And then we have the birds. We have your intuition that is here. Card number 12 is Pisces. You could have a Pisces placement. You don't have to. But we do have the 7 of Pentacles here. And the 7 of Pentacles is about being patient, reevaluating or evaluating something. And it feels like that there is a lot of chitter chatter. I want to say it could be people that are offering you advice, but it also could be people that you hear talking about something. It could be information you get from this woman here. We've got 11. Maybe you're seeing ones. We've got 11, and then we got a 12. So maybe you haven't met this person yet, but what you do have going from 11 to 12 is kind of an ascension. So maybe after your ascension, after breaching the surface on something, you meet maybe the Empress, right? Card number 3 is Empress energy. So card number 37 is a 10. And 10s break down to a 1, and that's the beginning of something. So I feel like there's something that is intricately in place for you right now, which I think you can appreciate because you're someone who loves details, right? The intricacies of it, though, I feel that it's a lot of jargon, and the universe is like, I'm not going to confuse you with the details. You'll know when it surfaces, because when an anchor is pulled from the bottom to the top, if you've ever seen a ship pull its anchor, it's very loud when it comes out of the water. You'll know. And it's very interesting because we have the ship and the anchor. So it feels like when the anchor comes to the top, then the ship can be released. And I do a lot of times see this card as sort of rising above the bullshit, which is what's down here, which is all of these obstacles. So I feel like you're going to be rising above some of these obstacles that may have been in your way to your abundance or your wish fulfillment. All right. Let's find out what else is going on for Gemini. Gemini, look, you've only got 3 more days for the sale. So there's a 10% off sale if you're interested for pre-recorded readings. And I also do have 75% off for readings that are face-to-face in text or by phone if you're interested in that. Please look in the pinned comment below this video. If you want to go over to Hipsy and check out my pricing, you can do that. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini, please. We've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, what's this? Oh, 8 of Swords is in the reverse. I kind of like it. Look, it's things that are coming to the surface. It does feel like that. Look, we got swords, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords in the bottom right-hand corners. And now we've got the 8, 9, 10. You are ascending or pulling yourself out of something or coming to the surface. Things are rising above is what it feels like. And the 8 of Swords in the reverse is taking yourself out of this place of the overthinking, a little bit too far into the future possibly, and it feels like you might be thinking about something that you had to leave behind possibly, because the 10 of Swords is here, and it can be hurtful or betrayal. It can be something I need to release or let go of. I think really it's about release here for you, and so I think you're oh, okay, what's that? Look, I'm clairaudient. Sometimes I get messages through music. Free your mind, the rest will follow. Free your mind, don't be so shallow. That's what I'm hearing. So if you know, you know, because you're probably someone who's in my era of music. And if you're not, please Google those lyrics and it will take you to the song. All right, we do have the Page of Swords. Lots of swords for you today. So Gemini, it feels like there is something you're about to learn. And I feel like your mind has become clear and now you're very curious and observant. It almost feels like the fog has lifted or the fog is cleared. It feels like with the Knight of Cups here, you were moving sort of passively or very slowly toward something, maybe approaching it slowly because you weren't exactly sure about whether it was going to work out for you or not. We're going to talk more about this book of knowledge here. And it feels like it could be a secret emotions you're holding for someone here, but we'll see what the tarot says. We'll clarify after this. Tell me more about Gemini, please. We do have Temperance here. We have the Hierophant. Okay. A lesson being learned. These are my 2 cards here. For me, every reader sort of has 2 cards that sort of spark a thought process. And for me, these 2 are both about learning. This is the student, and the student ends up growing up to be the Hierophant, the one who is the spiritual teacher. So I feel like you are, the 8 of Swords is in the reverse because now there's no longer overthinking. Now we're building mental structures. Now I've decided I've got my doctrine. I've got my book. I want my peace. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to go out on the path and I'm going to be the spiritual teacher. It feels like somebody is coming to the realization or the knowledge, Gemini, that you are not your thoughts. you are the seer of your thoughts, and you're able to pick whichever of those thoughts comes through the mind. So you are actually the observer, I'm going to say, which is very cool here. You are the person who now has realized that you have a higher self, and you've realized that you are the observer of the thought process, that you are not someone who has to obey every thought that shows up in your mind. You can discard the ones that are not for you. I feel like this is all bringing you to a place of alchemy, I'm going to say. Like it feels like you are in this place of solidifying things, feeling a shift of energy. It feels like you kind of now know what you want going forward and into the future here. We do have the King of Pentacles. It really is lovely. We've got two Taurus energies here, Taurus here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here. It really is lovely. It feels to me like coming to this realization that you are the observer of the spiritual self. It feels like this sort of solidifies everything for you. It brings you into a place of, I feel comfortable there. I feel back in my body there. Now I feel in control of my body. My body's not in control of me. The King of Pentacles is, of course, being settled, moving slowly, being dependable. It's also about abundance. So it feels like, I want to say, first of all, that somebody here is going to realize that their financial abundance is about to level out. So if it's been erratic for you, if you've been like peaks and valleys, maybe you're a person who's in business, maybe you're holding down a business, and it can be peaks and valleys in a business. I feel like something is healing. And so I feel like there's a moment of alchemy where everything comes together in a moment, and then you feel a little bit more solid, I'm going to say. It could be this divine timing thing too. Let's talk about this Knight of Cups and this Book of Secrets or Book of Knowledge here. Tell me more about this. Why is the Knight here? Tell me about the Knight of Cups, please. The Knight of Cups is sort of passively moving along, realizes that, they're not necessarily the Knight of Pentacles, but they're also not the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Cups is moving along passively. I just got to keep my balance. As long as I keep my emotions in balance, that I'll eventually get to the place that I want to be. Tell me about the Knight, please. We've got the Ten of Swords, which is up here. So we did already talk about the Ten of Swords. In fact, you're coming to the ends of cycles. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords is here. So we have the Ten of Swords. So I feel like what you are releasing as you head out into the future, I feel like what you're leaving behind are romantic notions, emotions, maybe relationships. It feels like betrayals of relationships, emotional betrayal possibly. It feels like something is done back there and you're done with it. It's the end of something here. But when the Ten of Swords shows up, then we know that right around the corner is the Ace, because we go back to the beginning. And so I feel like because you're letting something go or releasing something back to the universe, all of a sudden you get to this place of clarity. Now I know what I want. Now I understand why I have a book of knowledge. It feels like this is where the downloads come from. I feel like this is the gameplay, the book that you wrote, that you're the coach, that you wrote the book before you came here and said to somebody in the ethereal world, look, just keep me on balance. Like, whatever you have to do, throw me a tower, point me in the right direction. This is my game plan. You hand that over, and now you come down here to do your thing. And I feel like you're getting fed the gameplay from the plays of the game that you have set out in front of yourself is now being fed to you in clarity. It feels like aha moments or realizations will be coming to you in the week ahead here. We do have the World card. So it does feel like accomplishment. It does feel like I finally let this go. I can close this door now. And I feel like that's part of what is in your book of knowledge. It feels like this is like a wealth of knowledge, I'm going to say, with the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom right-hand corner here. It's a wealth of knowledge. I feel like it's already written. I'm going to say that this is the way this is supposed to go. You're supposed to be leaving your passive energy behind. And I feel like you're really stepping into who you are coming up here. Tell me about this Page of Swords. It feels like you have realized or observed the Eight of Swords. And so it feels like you're no longer in a mental prison, and now you've finally released yourself from some sort of pattern of worry or betrayal. The World card is here, which means you're leaving a whole part of your life behind. It feels like you're closing the door to something and releasing something at the same time. It's an though. It's an accomplishment and a milestone is what we're looking at here. I love it. It puts you into your magician energy. I do feel like you're curious about what would happen if I had more tools or resources than just the Ace of Swords, right? That the Page of Swords is carrying. And I feel like as you wish for that, it does appear. It comes to the surface. We've got the magician energy here. All the tools, all the resources, you've got the power to manifest. You're a person who knows now that you've got this book of secrets. I feel like you're pointing to the book of secrets. Please give me the downloads. And it's time for you to get to work. Organize your thoughts. Be prepared. It feels like there's an evaluation process that's going on here. There it is, and the Tower shows up. So I really feel like sometimes when we're pointed in the wrong direction or on the wrong path, Gemini, that's when the universe shows up with the major arcanas, right? Major arcana is the Hierophant, major arcana is the Tower, and the Magician and the World card. So these are things that you don't really have control over. These are things that are in this book of secrets or knowledge. And this information is thrown at you to shift you into the right direction. So the Tower, I feel, for some of you could be a shift out of your place of employment and into a business, or out of your business and into a place of employment. It feels like the Tower is showing up to shift something for you. The realization that I'm the one that's in control of how much money I make, the amount of subjects that I can learn. It feels like somebody here is realizing their power, coming into their power, and as they do, you send that information to the universe, and the universe calls back with the Tower. Okay, Gemini, you just told me you were ready for change. Now we're heading into this divine timing energy where you are now on a new path. Tell me about this this ship here, because the ship is card number 3 for me. That is Empress energy, and it feels like you step into your Empress shoes, whether you are feminine or masculine, and it helps you. It helps alleviate some of the obstacles that are in your way, that you're rising up above these obstacles. Tell me what's going on here. It's finally you've let yourself go in the mind here. The King of Swords now has clarity. King of Swords holds up the Ace of Swords saying, I've got clarity, I've got the facts, I've gone over it, taken the emotion out of it, and I'm making a head over heart decision. I'm taking control of the situation. I think what you're taking control of is the 9 of Wands. You're like, I've got to get all of my... It feels like the 9 of Wands is something that was cluttering the mind. It feels like these are all the things that you've felt pressure of, that you're carrying with you. I think you're releasing it, because this ship for me is rising above the bullshit, and then we've got the anchor that is actually being pulled from the bottom of the ocean. So it feels like here you've now got clarity that you can't give up right here. You can't give up. You've got to keep going, because just around the corner is the new cycle for you. We do have the Page of Cups. There's good news here, and I feel like it's a brand new cycle, and I think it's going to be surprising for you, honestly. I feel as though you're waiting for something to change for you, like in your favor, Gemini. And I don't think you're going to have to wait much longer. I feel like it does come in with a Tower, though, and it feels like for some of you, it might come in the middle of your workday, or it might come like in a moment of, what the hell am I doing here? I can't do this for the rest of my life. Like some of you might be leaving your job. Some of you are having realizations about the 8 of Pentacles. Look, I've got too much information. I'm the subject matter expert. I should be making more. I should be making more money. I should be already in the 10 of Pentacles. It feels like you are realizing your power as the magician stands here. You're realizing you have more resources, that you have more skills, that you're a master manifester. And I feel that it brings in the Tower to remind you that all it takes is one more pentacle in order to get you into the 10 pentacles, because we got the 8 and 1 in the hand of the King, which is 9. Tell me about the King of Pentacles, because I feel like this is a really beautiful energy of you feeling more in your body, you feeling more settled, your money goes well. You're somebody who now realizes that you are here to be the spiritual teacher, to show others by example that it is possible in a moment of alchemy to be in this healed energy, and while you're keeping your balance here with your emotions and with whatever is going on in the 3D here. So it feels like balance is coming to you. And I feel like this Hierophant energy is something that you realize that you're learning how to become, or how to be, or how you're observing. Maybe other people are observing you be the Hierophant. But I really do feel that you are observing your thoughts, and you've realized that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of them, which allows you to look at things from the higher self. The higher self is realizing, I am the observer. I am not the thoughts that I think. Tell me more. And it grounds you, I feel. We've got the Chariot, we've got the Nine of Cups, and we've got the Nine of Swords. So I feel like you are on the right path. I'm going to say you are headed toward this, with this energy of the Chariot. It feels like you are headed toward inner happiness, I want to say. It might still feel a little bit, I'm going to say it's, for those of you who are fighting this change, who are fighting the new cycle, who don't want the Tower, who are against the Tower, who don't want things to change, if you're in that sort of energy, you're going to feel uncomfortable in your body right now, and it's going to bring you some worry. But I feel like there are others of you who are in balance and who are ready for the happiness, ready for the wish fulfillment. It feels like some of you could be in this worry of, but what if it doesn't work out for me? Tell me what the outcome is here. We've got the Star, we've got the Devil, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So there it is. There is a moment of breakthrough, clarity. I know what I want now. I need to start making choices. I know what I want. The Lovers is here, and it feels like it's a moment of breakthrough. The Ten of Pentacles, I feel like the Star is healing the Devil. It feels like you are now breaking free from the Devil. The Ten of Pentacles is here, and that's the card that we started with, right? Ten of Pentacles is in the bottom right-hand corner. I feel like you now bring everything out of that book of secrets, the book of knowledge, and it's now here in the 3D for you to see. I was saying you just needed one more pentacle to get you to the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is everything you want. The solid foundation, looking into the future. This is something that you will leave as a legacy for your kids, something you will leave as some sort of could be a financial legacy. Some of you, this is all the jelly beans in the jar at the fair, right? This is like I win some money, or I've worked really hard, and now here comes all of the blessings that are showing up. But this is solid in the 3D energy. But I feel like you were worried about it. I feel that you didn't give up. And with the Star here, you had hope for it, but you also had doubt. And I feel like after the Ten of Pentacles shows up, you no longer have doubt. This is a new cycle for you. We've got a 10 and a 10. 10, 10. You might be seeing 10, 10, but 10s break down to 1s, which is the beginning of something. So I feel like the next step is some of you are going to hit the Tower next week. You might quit your job. You might realize, this is enough. I don't need to do this. I'm curious about what else is out there, and I just need to bring this all to the surface. It feels like a chapter is ending in your life because you've decided, you've let the universe know I'm ready for something new. And you are liberating yourself. The Queen of Swords is here to get balance in my life. I'm going to liberate myself, say what I want, be very honest, put down some boundaries, be honest and truthful with me and the people around me. And I feel like that's part of the Tower. You find your voice is what it feels like. Look, the Ten of Pentacles is what you're headed for, no matter how much doubt you have. I feel like your hope has been for the Ten of Pentacles. And if that's what you're manifesting, you're going to get it. Because look, the Tower is showing up to say, yep, you're right. It's time to make change. And so don't be surprised if things start falling down around you, because your manifestations are going to start to come in. Look, you're in a place where things are moving. These structures are moving. This book of knowledge here is something that the universe needs to keep you on track. And that's why you're pulling a Tower here. I hope some of that made sense. For some of you, I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care. Great. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.